Shabbat Shalom, y'all. I hope you are doing well. This is our weekend reflection message using the Radiant Sun Oracle and the Dreaming Way Tarot. And yeah, before we get started, what a week it's been. Even like my past 2 days off have just been like 100% occupied and fast forward. So I'm a tired little baby, but I look more like this. That's how I feel inside. Just like tired old man. Oh my god, tired old grandpa. Oh, oy vey. So I still have to cook tonight and do my Shabbat dinner. And I kind of need a bath, like a nice relaxing one, so that'll take a little while too. So we'll see if I can make this brief. From the Radiant Sun, we've got fulfillment showing up again. Our little merchant character waiting for his ship to come in. This also seems like the fulfillment of something, you know, the completion of something. Like he sent out merchants, they did their thing and they came back, and now it's like the completion of this project, this cycle, this voyage, so to speak. This is accompanied by the World card. And so the World card is the final card in the major arcana, and the major arcana cards describe the major archetypal like seasons and challenges we face along the path of our soul's sojourn through life. And this is the human experience. So this is depicted, the awakening of consciousness and the journey along the path of our soul's elevation through life is told through the parables of the major arcana cards in the tarot, just to get you caught up to speed. So they're major events, major cycles. So the World card, being the final card, is like the final culmination of a huge, long cycle in your life. This is the end of like repeated patterns that you've known up until now of like how things turned out. You know, like, oh, you know, everything I've ever, tried always goes like this. And, like things that you've come to expect because like on brand for you, like that's how it plays out. And you're like, this is how my relationships go. This is how my professional efforts go. And this is how this goes for me. And it's like the way that we've been learning our lessons and whatever way that presented for you over this really long cycle. I think recently we were just told that whatever cycle began in 2008 has been ending. So I think this is also probably reminiscent of that particular cycle is the one that we're talking about here. And, the jumping of timelines is happening, right? The birth of a new timeline. So that old timeline is passing behind us. And so now things are culminating to a grand finale. Literally, I live within an earshot of the stadiums downtown, and whenever there's concerts or events or big games, the grand finale, there's always like a fireworks show, and the fireworks show just went off when I said grand finale. Just finished. There's a couple puttering out, but oh my gosh, you can't make this stuff up. So the, grand finale of a season of our life is coming to an end. And so in some way we're taking everything, all the experience and all the wisdom we've accumulated from this, and it's coming to some kind of fulfillment. And this can be like portrayed in many different ways on many different levels in your life, like on soul levels, on emotional relationship experience levels, on just like how you're dealing with the comings and goings of life, or like the broadness of how you approach anxiety for you, and like overcoming like coping mechanisms or avoidance, or maybe self-defeating tendencies that kept you going in these patterns. It's like we're seeing that now. We're leaving the old timeline, we're entering into the new timeline, hopefully being able to bring all of that information, all of that experience, all that wisdom, that preparation to integrate that higher level of consciousness, that higher self, that bring that elevated part of our soul down into our being and integrate that so we can live in the next higher level of our next level. And so the fulfillment of this is happening in some way through, I think, the fulfillment of like facing this challenge or the series of challenges, because we here have the sun in Aries, which is assertion, and we see this soldier, there's this like half sunshine here, and it's like the dawn of a new day is crowning, but it also looks like the setting of the old day. The old day is setting, the new day is crowning, and this soldier is like relentlessly fighting this dragon and is standing his ground. So, in facing these challenges along your path, in order to come to the fulfillment of your higher potential, of your next level of being in the higher self, it's like you've had to face this dragon. You've had to fight this dragon. You've had to assert yourself in some way. And so you've had to face this challenge or these challenges, and you've had maybe mini face-offs recently over the past few weeks, over the summer. You might have had to take these almost like a relay race or a gauntlet, just like one thing after another, and take them and use what you have learned and all the experience that you've brought along the path so far, up into this face off, which led to this crossing of the initiation portal that is opening up and leading into the greater fulfillment of your higher destiny. So now that you have asserted yourself in these challenges, the key now is the Four of Swords, which is all about taking a rest, giving it a rest now. You've asserted, you've done the thing, you've taken the action, and now it is time to rest and replenish and give it peace and give everything, all your efforts made, time to settle. Pretend that you shot arrows, so you've let them go, and now you've surrendered and you're waiting to see if they've hit their mark. But don't keep pressing, don't keep trying to control the situation. You need to let go, you need to act in trust and take the action of surrender, and then take the feminine, the dark feminine action of rest, silence, stillness, letting the ground lie fallow. It's like the fertile darkness. Just let that be for a minute. Let the chips fall where they may, so to speak. But you've done the thing, okay? Final exam, pencils down. Now, what's done, how you handle what's happening is going to be weighed out by if it's a matter of principle, and if you acted on principle, not in a state of reactivity and retaliation, and you didn't go, low or whatever. You just stayed in your principles and integrity, and then you took it as a matter of principle. You handled it with principle, with authority. And also principle is, and it's also, you come at something because of the principle of the matter, not because of the matter maybe itself necessarily, or you're looking deeper than the matter on the surface. It's the principle also behind the thing. And so you're weighing your own motives against that as well, to keep yourself honest and pure and coming from a higher consciousness and creator intentions, not destroyer intentions. So you're gonna have a better experience if you're sensitive and tender and insightful and intuitive about the way you approach the situation. The Page of Cups is receptive and is a good listener, is a sensitive, intuitive listener, is understanding. Has the open cup, is a mild-mannered character. They're not the boastful, authoritative one. They're the gentle, understanding artist ingenue. So don't come at this all buck. Be humble, but be honest if you as you come to the situation. And also, if somebody it's coming at you, also be receptive. Remember the passage from A Course in Miracles, in my defenselessness my strength lies, or something along those lines. You can Google that amount of dialogue probably, and the real quote will come up. But it's in my defenselessness that therein my strength lies, or something along those lines. So, and then someone else might come to you after you have handled the situation with principle And with, you know, for the sake of like keeping things on the up and ups, and they might come to you, you know, with like I want to remedy this, or an apology, or a correction, or like understanding, or compassion, or grace, or favor in some kind of situation, the way it plays out. So through these tests and these triggers that have been coming up, it's like we're trying to handle them with grace and maintain our principles. And it is difficult, but we're also having to balance like being asked to assert our boundaries and, you know, our truth in a healthy way, also having weighed it against, you know, honest discernment within ourselves. But the Jupiter in its own sign of Sagittarius is like, either way, this new cycle is going to bring in a deeper, more expanded experience in life. It's like we're deepening our understanding, or deepening our curiosity, and wanting to go further in a situation, or explore new horizons, or it's like this sense of adventure is being birthed in us, both like physically, like wanting to go out and have experiences and see the world, maybe travel or explore, you know, it's just like this sense of curiosity and playfulness. But also you might like want to go deeper into an area of study or expertise, or like you might feel like suddenly you want to like become a student. It's like those fireworks are still going off. Maybe it's like a soccer game or something. I don't know. Like I've lost track of like all the new sports we have here now. So yeah, so things are looking positive, and like they're shifting into a new state of experience and a more positive state of experience. Things are getting better. It's just that like I feel like we have the looming like residual fear of like how things always were, and like feeling like it's just going to keep playing out like the same way, and we're expecting that. But really it's just that like we're on the edge of the new starting, and it's going to start being different. But we're just like, we haven't seen it yet, so we can't believe it. And we're like a little bit pensive about getting excited again and being like, oh no. So we're trying to, I don't know, I think part of us is like being hyper vigilant to try to maintain an even keel rather than a high and then a low, and, you know, all of that. So we'll see what happens, but just try to keep your awareness and your level-headedness and your groundedness through these situations. I think things are going to play out when the storm clears, I think for the better. And so just try to be in grace and gentle strength, and perseverance, but not reactivity. And then I think that'll lead to a greater sense of fulfillment. All right, y'all. Good luck out there. Wow, I feel like there was a lot said in 13 minutes. How interesting. Well, great. I hope we expanded time with the influence of Jupiter. Just as a reminder, Saturn in Sagittarius is here. I think I just read or like was listening to something about Chiron in Aries, and Chiron is like situated next to Saturn. Chiron moved into Aries. So like deep, lifelong cycles of wounds are being healed. Oh my gosh, basically like kind of the culmination of what we've been talking about here. It's like huge, lifelong, the deepest wounds that have been the most prominent in our life experience are being healed and rectified and brought into balance right now by the Chiron movement, or reflected by the Chiron movement. So cray. It's tiring. Peace be with y'all. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it, then please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications to be notified of when I drop content. Like the videos, comment, share them. Anything that you do helps these messages get out to other people who need them. So you watching a video and taking an action on it actually makes a positive difference in someone else's life.